You know what? I'm a little bit out of it right now.
Yeah.
The heat here in Korea really getting to me. I am having a bit of an asthma flare-up.
Yeah.
And
We got the medicine on the way.
medicine is on the way.
For Last Survivor. He'll be okay.
They have a massive mid-game spike, but then it ends up falling down almost completely, and the Azir is not very well suited to handle this Gen G comp if the game goes late. Gnar, Sejuani, Vel'Koz, Kalista, and Volibear, also very powerful mid-transition. First item's a little bit weaker, but Vel'Koz will shut down everything Jin-Air has.
Yeah, eventually. We'll see if we do get to that moment, as game number 1 will start now. All right, let's get into it. Game number 1 here of Gen G up against the Jin-Air Green Wings. As we mentioned before, it's a nice Saturday. It was pretty hot today, but it's nice and cool in here. The staff getting that AC pumped up for us. Thank you very much.
All right. Root just sort of looking for any vision around this side of the map. Ends up probably seeing that, yeah, the Vel'Koz Q that got thrown into the brush. Interesting itemization start, by the way, out of both of these players. Also really surprised that Fly elected to take heal instead of teleport on the Vel'Koz. Now he's going to need to look for cheater recalls against the Azir. The Azir can actually take over the laning phase pretty effectively if he uses the teleport well.
Why do you think you went for the Vel'Koz instead of the Veigar? I mean,
the Veigar is so much better.
Yeah.
Against the Skarner, Aatrox, and Lucian. I
kind of like a note button, you know.
Whereas
Vel'Koz
it really is, but I suppose that maybe one of the things that he's worried about is that Veigar does have to go somewhat close range, but that's still not really an excuse, especially because he has such good synergy with the Gnar throw on the Veigar. I mean, that would be really scary if Gnar just throws them into the event horizon.
Yeah.
There's such good synergy. They would also have the Yordle buff. They'd have 2 Yordles in the game. So it's really perplexing to me that we didn't see him. We end up getting Vel'Koz. The only thing I can well, Vel'Koz is a little bit better at defending Baron attempts later from the safety of his red side jungle, but that's pretty much it. Malrang, here's the solo queue tactics again.
All right, let's see where the coin lands. Heads or tails? That's the real question, as Peanut is a bit low, but he's level 3. Still is going to let Malrang bully him in the jungle, and ends up face-checking him here. Gets stunned down. Peanut getting extremely low, but not necessarily in kill range, so Malrang gets in there, bullies him down, picks up level 3 on the little raptors, actually, I believe, and will be able to steal that red buff.
And so now Peanut's going to move over to the right-hand side. He's going to pick up the Scuttle Crab as Alley Bear. That's the name of that skin from now on, okay?
Alley Bear?
Alley Bear. That looks like Alistar.
That's the pro wrestler one.
No,
that's
that's
the one that
Alley
I
Bear.
use.
Okay. Yeah, we can do this one of 2 ways. We can either call it Volistar or Alley Bear. You choose, Valdez.
I like Volistar.
Okay, Volistar it is.
I'm glad we were able to come to a compromise on this one.
All right. I like the synergy on the skins, by the way. Kalista being yellow, too.
That's
definitely
Bumblebee Kalista.
Yeah. It's a very nice skin. Peanut clearing the Krug camp briefly as Grace is looking to utilize the Prio in mid lane, and you can see that Fly, he's reading this very late. Ended up recalling briefly. How are they going to do this?
Underneath that turret, it looks like Skarner going to get that stun down, but Malrang is going to have to flash. Will it matter? Oh, the big flash from Cuvee is going to get him to safety.
Close your eyes.
Triumph, and he's going to win the 1v3 dive. What am I even watching, as that was a disaster and a half.
Oh, man. That was a plane crash if I ever saw one.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
That was, oh, man.
Oh, dear.
I can't, have a moment of silence here.
Yeah.
All right, and back to the game now.
We had to.
Let's take a look at it one more time. All right, so heaven forbid he waits for the Azir to actually be here in range, and then Linderong, he misses the Q. Malrong mistaking the aggro.
He predict flashed.
Yeah.
Linderong, he's like, oh, he's going to flash under turret. But Cuvée, with the absolute 10-head, actually just doesn't flash. Root here getting ganked with Nova. Is going to be stunned down, and Gen G will get their second win of the game.
All right, well, Cuvée is going to transform right there. That's a very pretty Gnar skin, by the way. I just want to point out that Gnar, that's very...
Yeah?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Big fan?
Yeah, I'm quite a big fan. I think that if anyone listening is an Gnar player, you should definitely buy that skin. This is not sponsored by Riot Games.
No. It's sponsored by listening. Well, Gen G coming with the follow-up gank in the bottom side, as that can be hard to pull off, actually, onto the Lucian specifically, but they were able to get that second follow-up there, so props to them.
Well, at this point in the game, things are going quite well for Gen G. The unfortunate thing is that it's the Clown Dragon that is the first one that has spawned, which is not all that useful for a team composition that just requires a lot of setup rather than mobility. Setup being Gnar ultimate is charged, the positioning on the Vel'Koz, as he tends to act like a missile turret.
We got another trade down here on the bottom side. Ruler and Life running straight at them, but the Volastar not fast enough.
The CS differentials are not that large right now in the game. In fact, Linderong's actually still winning up here in top lane, even though the kill did go the way of Cuvée. And so right now, Root not having his flash available, none of the summoners available on Nova as well. He has to be really careful, especially once Ruler ends up hitting level 6. Can just spell disaster for this bottom lane, but I think that what they might be trying to do right here is play around Ruler getting level 6, and then Malrong is going to wait for the Fate's Call, where life is thrown in, and then he can just go at that exact moment. But I hope that they're conveying the XP. Yeah, they are. I mean, that's the only reason I can assume that Malrong is here, is that Root and Nova, I'm sorry, are relaying the information to him about Ruler's current experience. I guess not.
No, not yet. No, not today.
Not today. I'm glad you picked up on that one, Veldas.
I like the way Cuvée trades into this Trox.
You like
on
that?
The top side.
Sorry, what champion?
Trox.
Oh? Oh, I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one in the top side.
Yeah.
He's pretty red.
Yeah. All right, I see him.
He likes to end worlds.
He does.
He's also a demon. I learned that from TFT.
Yeah. And one of the interesting things is, they recently removed his revive, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people complained because his lore or his theme was about maybe being able to revive, or at least the old Atrox prior to the rework was. And now we find out that they patched that up, okay? Pantheon fought him, Pantheon lost.
Yeah.
So, that's why he doesn't revive.
Okay.
All right, there's your history lesson. Because he never died. Alright?
Yeah.
Now, don't even...
Aatrox is alive and well.
Don't even pay attention to his KDA this game, okay? That's not real.
He was trying to be flashy, and, things went wrong.
Yeah.
Imagine how cool it would have looked if he just didn't try to predict flash. Or if he got the predict flash right, I mean. And Cuvée actually flashed on top of him. That would have been a godlike play at a Linderong, but now he just looks silly because of it.
Gen G now, they're looking for this. They're looking for a pick right now if Nova would end up walking up. But it looks like they're just going to go anyway. Root still doesn't have flash.
Looking for that first CC. They're going to land everything as Root is just going to get knocked down. Life here is going to bite the dust on the backside, but it's a 2-for-1. that the Vel'Koz did have to come down for. Might get a nice amount of pushing down on the bottom side, and already Ruler enjoying his 2-0-1 scoreline in this game.
Yeah. They're going to also get some turret plates down there in bottom. The Kallista's getting very big. As Cuvee, he's losing in CS right now, and Malrong is coming with Linderong up here to maybe threaten a kill. Rage Bar not quite big enough for him to just stay underneath the turret, but he knows that Peanut is on the way, but I don't know why he went that early.
Cuvee a little bit too early on that one. With Life roaming up top side as well, and the Veganar not really on point there with the timing.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Vel'Koz and Azir still relatively even in the CS department. As we just see the replay again, Fate's Call comes in. Lucian does not have any flash available to him. It's a pretty easy pickup right there, even though they trade. Still goes in favor of Gen G. Cloud Dragon still not taken yet, but it does look like Rift Herald is on the menu potentially. Never mind, Peanut just clearing out some vision around there before pathing back into his jungle. And we still have a pretty slow game going on. But a slow game is going to benefit Gen G more than it will Jin Air. The Lucian, once he gets the Blade of the Ruin King and Aatrox has the Black Cleaver, the problem is that the other champions on Gen G have already been accelerated to a point, so Power Spike's not really going to come in there, and then even again at 2 items, the Vel'Koz should be able to hold everything off. And then from there forward, Gen G just outscales all the champions on the side of Jin Air.
That is the idea. We've been seeing a lot of that here recently in the LCK, where it feels like the teams that get the better of the draft often get the scaling drafts. We're back to scaling city here in Korea. As finally, one team is going to begin on this Cloud Drake, Gen G. They decide, let's just pick this up. We're in control of this game right now. Maybe we can see what goes on here. As Malrong thinking about the... Okay, he's going to steal it at 1 HP. Props to Malrong. That is actually hard to do.
That's so hard with Skarner, with that ability over the wall.
Yeah.
And that has to feel really bad for Gen G. Now, the Cloud Dragon isn't super beneficial towards their team composition, but at the very least it will help Skarner out a little bit with his engages while he's looking for the Impale. Nova right now is just baiting.
Yeah, trying to get in there with the Predator. There's the flash out of Ruler, but Life is going to be slowed down. Did get that Aftershock, so he will be okay as well, but nice little maneuver there to pick up the flash out of Ruler.
Now at this point, Peanut doing the Rift Herald in response to Malrong having been bottom. Interestingly enough, Malrong is almost level 9, whereas Peanut's still level 7. Also up in top lane, we're not going to talk about it.
Okay, Cuvee.
What? What?
That was confusing. 1E gets them the smite range, basically. A couple more autos you can get it, and you can just hop over the wall.
His smite was almost coming up, but I can't believe they let go of the aggro.
I mean, it was turning into a 3-on-2, I suppose, but at the same time, it's like they probably could have just picked that up.
Yeah, they absolutely could have picked it up, and
well, they're going to give that one away. As Ruler down here is having a fun time. Nobody seems to be in the bottom lane, so... Yeah, that was a head scratcher. That was very confusing. As we're going to take another look at this. Maybe he's a bit tilted after the Dragon steal.
Well, let's take a look at this, as that's pretty impressive.
1 health.
1 health.
The smite's only 540 at that level, so...
You know what? We're just going to
be real careful.
No. We're going to have to just blame the Chilling Smite or the Bomby is for not doing enough damage there, okay?
Okay.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
Valdez, come on.
Fair enough.
It's never anyone's fault. It's always the items.
You could have just waited for one more auto, and I think we would have been okay. As there's a ward that's spotted this here, actually. Trying to get the counter gank straight onto the Kalista, and they will pick it up as Root is going to survive. We got the GP coming in, and Jin Air are going to look to turn this one around. Give us the 3 kills, they say, as everybody joins in for a 5-man gank.
That's a really, really big turnaround down there. And interestingly, actually, they don't summon the Rift Herald, even though they could have got both bottom turrets. So I don't know what they're saving the Rift Herald for. Perhaps thinking that they need it to get the mid-tier 1 turret here against the Vel'Koz. But that aside, Grace now gonna be forced to flash away from Fly.
Very close to getting the download there, but it was all set up because of one hero ward that saw them all going on in there.
Yeah.
And Jin Air with a nice response. It did take 2 teleports, but I mean, it's going to get them to lead in terms of gold now after this play.
And just take a look at this. You can see that Gen G, they wanted to go for this setup, but Jin Air, they're able to turn around so effectively. The teleports come in, they guarantee that they take everyone down. And you can see that Fly is making a little bit of a misplay there. He was trying to roam down into bottom instead of just treating the roam play as if it were a Twisted Fate and just hard shoving the wave to get damage on the turret. You see a lot of mid laners do this, by the way. They botch the response to teleports or roams quite often.
PV with the Meganar here. Not going to be scared to take a trade. Has that Executioner's Calling, actually, as Rift Herald. It was after plates when they got this one, so actually they wanted to use it to potentially pick up mid lane first tier turret here. Very close to being able to do so. Nice try to knock up from Fly, but actually now he's in a bit of trouble. Has to flash away from that one. And ends up ulting on the backside as another turret will be raised here by Jin Air, who are now in the lead.
Yeah. Jin Air now with the lead. They're going to be able to hold on to this for at least the next major core item completion, but from then on forward, Vel'Koz will start becoming problematic for the Jin Air team composition. The Gnar is going to become more durable, the Sejuani as well. And so the Skarner, he's going to start falling off relatively soon, because even if he gets his second item, he's going to conduct himself the same way he would with his first item. Not too much is really going to change. So we'll have to see how Jin Air's going to try to play it.
Didn't know he was on vision, and now he is ultra dead as Ruler trying to turn it around, but he baited himself into that one. The slow comes down from Fly to save their lives, but multiple summoners burned as, for some reason, Gen G really having a lot of trouble today playing around vision.
And the gold score isn't that big in terms of the advantage that Jin Air have right now. It's only about 600, 700. They're going to pick themselves up, though, the second Cloud Dragon, and now a Mountains roll. So let's take a look at the replay first. Peanut, like you said, he didn't know that he was on vision, but still, it's a very slow response there to seeing the Skarner come out. He was, for the most part, stationary. And then right here, they weren't quite able to kill Ruler. The Volibear was able to put a pin in the Aatrox attempt. QV now clearing out vision in the top side. Gold score still really even, but things are going Jin Air's way for the last couple of minutes. Maron going to hand over the blue buff, not going to do his Gromp. I don't know where he's going.
He's going on an adventure, okay? He's going into the river. They want to move forward and perhaps get some vision and even look top side, but QV is gone by the time he gets there.
All right, well, Azir is now shoving in that top wave. And he can definitely shred through turrets pretty quickly. He has the Nasher's Tooth. Righteous Glory almost complete for Malrong as Azir, yeah, he's gonna end up raising that. Gold score now 1.2k in favor of Janair, as all the champions on their side are nearing second item completion. It looks like Banshee's Veil, interestingly enough, is going to be the item of choice for Fly second, which is a little bit surprising. Would expect to see more of the slow items coming out on the Vel'Koz, especially because the Janair team composition is so reliant on heavy engage.
Yeah, but I don't know. It also does feel like that Banshee's Veil can be taken away very easily. You know, just one Sand Soldier to the face or Illusion to throw out a W or something. Generally, it's going to be hard to get that, as now we're going 2v1 down on the bottom side. As, again, Fly doesn't have TP. I don't think he should TP into this either. As trying to give that kill over to Linderong here. Malrong being the good teammate, as another kill will go the way of Janair.
I told you, Valdez. Today's the day.
Today's the day.
Today is the day that Janair is finally going to win, okay?
Do you believe in miracles?
You know, no. No, not really. You know, if I'm being honest here.
Janair's going to make you believe after today. Yeah.
They're about to pick up the top tier 1 turret. Nova and Root just trying to shove in this middle lane. As now they're going to get chip damage, actually, on the mid-tier 2 turret. Teleport even coming in to lock up that turret. Ruler and Lifer here, but they can't defend.
Just have to let it go, as even the crowd is getting kind of shook up. They're like, wait, is this really happening? As everybody's oohing and eyeing as another turret goes down relatively early in this game for a tier 2 turret.
We'll take another quick look at this replay. Cuvée, he just has nowhere to go. That's pretty much, yeah. He gets knocked up by the sweet spot right there. Yeah. Ultimate out of Malrong, Infernal Chains. Pretty easy to bring him down. Nar's death sound is really sad, by the way. Sounds like he really tried. Yeah.
It's hard, you know, when he's in hyper farm. He's just so vulnerable and has to sit there and kind of take it. It's basically impossible to get away from a Skarner who's coming in on that side gank. So that Skarner pick out of Malrong feeling pretty good for them right now. It's done a lot of work in this game.
Yeah, we'll have to see if he can find big engages to get key ultimates off. He really does need to get the Vel'Koz that is mostly the centerpiece now of the Gen G team composition. This is the stage of the game that we did talk about.
Okay, here we go. Trying to get on top of Ruler, and they're going to kill him immediately. As there is just no hiding away from this Janair composition. And they get the pick right before that Mountain Drake. That's going to be huge for this Janair team.
Yeah, Ruler not able to escape from that engage there. And the double Cloud Drake is really helping Skarner with the engages at this point. Mountain Dragon is going to be massive for them. It's going to make it so easy for them to shred through Baron. As that's going to be picked up here now.
And another Cloud Drake next. So triple Cloud Drake, the Crown Drake coming in for that third one, I believe it's called.
Okay, let's talk about the important thing here.
Yeah.
What is Mountaining Cloud? Oh, hold on. Hold your horses here, Valdez.
Oh.
I know that you're eager to talk about that, but I mean, that was a pretty simple cut and dry kill there.
Even with QSS.
Yeah, he QSS'd, but
he had a Yumi.
There's nothing to really do. Oh, Root.
Oh boy.
Wait, what?
Not like this.
Throw your R. Oh, he has QSS, never mind.
Yeah.
Caster, by the way.
Well, I mean,
lost sight, you know.
Maybe you can get that down, and while he's casting QSS, maybe you get a flip back or something. I think it's worth it when you're behind a little bit in this game, but either way.
I think that they're just looking for a much more valuable ultimate so that they can maybe convert into Baron. Perhaps they're thinking that's how they come back. They get Cubase Flash. Cube doesn't have the passive stacked up yet.
He came back, and now he is going in the dumpster. Not going to be able to get that Meganar either. As Malarong, with the just staying alive there with the Predator, comes all the way back and gets the value on the backside.
Yeah. And now they raise the Shurima turret here in mid. Azir able to do so much, and Fly is nowhere nearby. He's finally able to arrive here in mid with the Mountain turret, or the Mountain Drake, able to help do a bit of damage to that turret, as now they're going to go through the red side jungle, clear out all of the vision. Realistically, they can't, or they shouldn't probably look to just flip a Baron.
I think they're considering it here, as there is no vision right now for the side of Gen.G.
There's no vision, and so they can try to just use the fact to set up Skarner engages.
Oh boy, the bullet hell is big, but trying to trade it back here is Fly. Not quite able to do that, but does a nice amount of damage to Rude. Peanut still around.
Oh man, the Smite God. That was his nickname in the match points, if you remember.
Yeah, well, can he turn up today as teleport's coming in? They're looking to try to get on top of Rude. He teleported right into the team, and he's going to bite the dust for it, as there were a couple of wards in the Baron pit that he easily could have chose, but instead of that, he decides, hey, let me give my life away, and perhaps we will stop the Baron.
And so a bit of breathing room is given over to Gen.G. They're going to get to do the song and a dance one more time. Cube almost to the second core item. And Stoneplate actually picked up by Peanut. We take another quick look at this. Just look at the teleport en route. So that was definitely something else. They do get the flash though out of life, and they end up trading 1-for-1. So it's not the end of the world by any means. As now Oblivion Orb picked up for Vel'Koz, Fiendish Codex, and Needlessly Large Rod picked up by Grace on the Azir. Sterix Gauge picked up by Linderong. Crown Dragon coming up in a mid-30. Oh yes, the true important point that I'm sure that many chatters are eagerly waiting for. What is a cloud and a mountain?
Cloud and a mountain.
Yeah, what are you gonna call that?
It's like a sandstorm.
Ooh, Sandrake?
Yeah, Sandrake. Or Sandstorm.
You're really good at this.
Yeah.
You are actually really good. Raindrake is cloud and ocean.
Yeah.
Right? Sand is mountain and cloud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically Sandstorm.
Okay. What was
Because,
Volcano again?
double cloud. Volcano was fire and mountain and water, I think. Yeah.
No, that's...
Yeah.
No, that's monsoon. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I gave it a second name.
Oh, maybe Volcano is just mountain and infernal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
that's fine. Yeah, we got that.
We don't need an ocean.
Yeah, you don't need an ocean for that. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that could be Volcano.
All right, sure. Excellent choices of names, Valdez.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
You're really holding it together there on that part.
I'm trying.
15 seconds until the Crown Dragon ends up popping up. And honestly, Grace or Root could just go get it. But
we're just
Peanut.
going to pick up Peanut here, as there is unlimited roots here. No pun intended, as there really is no way for him to get out of that once he gets snuck into the enemy team there. So now...
Vel'Koz does a lot of damage. They have to be really careful. And this is what I talked about with red side Vel'Koz.
Balrog's getting low. Cube's near Meganar.
What are they doing?
They want to get in there. Okay. Can they steal it away? No, this fight's going to be good, but Gen.G looking for the win in the team fight, and they should be able to pick it up here. Malrong is actually a bit of a beast. He's so fast. Will eventually go down.
They could have gotten aced. That was one of the scariest decisions.
Playing with fire.
There's no Infernal Drake in the game.
Yeah, well.
They can't be playing with fire.
This time around, they were.
Let's take a look at the replay. So, Peanut just gets locked up for centuries right there. That's a life sentence if I've ever seen one. As Life and Cube, they end up getting repelled through the right-hand side, and then just look at the damage that Vel'Koz does from the safety of his red side jungle, and so this could have been one of the reasons for the pick, as they committed to this Baron so heavily. Now, imagine if Grace just gets tagged by any of these Vel'Koz spells. They're gonna get aced. They're gonna throw away all of their advantage. And now coming back into the live game, excellent capture there by Gen G. They take the Cloud Dragon right before the 30-minute mark, so there will not be the possibility for Jin Air to get a 35-minute Elder. And so now the Vel'Koz is almost online, and he will become a 1v9 engine. And the whole game now for Jin Air will come down to, how do we kill Vel'Koz? How do we actually get onto Fly? Or will one of the other Gen G members graciously int into us so that we can possibly win a 5v4?
Yeah, and Vel'Koz is going to have that range. Malrong kind of stuck in here, but he's taking one with them. But it's just the Volibear, and they're having so much trouble killing him, as there's that Death Ray. But Grace actually doing a nice amount of damage in the backline. Cube just barely going to survive.
Oh,
Nova! Oh, boy. This guy, he's got the Medai's, and he's not afraid to use it.
The Magi stacks are at 15 right now. This is a really angry kitty.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Well, now they have a Baron wave in mid. They're calling in the teleport. I'm wondering if they're going to try to end the game. It would be a little bit difficult. Life's coming up in about 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the call that they should make. They can just rotate up into top lane and go for another inhibitor.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. It's 5-on-4 with the Baron buff for about 45 seconds, so this is going to be their one chance. But they decide that, okay, Cube's got TP. We don't want to get caught out. You know, let's just play it safe. We got the one inhibitor, and let us back away from this one.
All right, well, now at this point, look at this. Replay coming in here. Sejuani cast the yell onto Malrong, but then Life actually got locked up. Root wasn't able to deal as much damage to him initially as he would have liked. Malrong flashes the wall. Cube got locked up. It almost looked like he was going to be able to escape, but that was not what the that's not what the doctor ordered.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did not want to have that happen. If you were the Gnar, as Ruler was not even able to get into that fight. He was zoned out the entire time, as fighting in chokes when you have very scary pick abilities on the side of Jin Air means that sometimes it's not going to happen. As Fly, oh boy, he's
they
still
got
going.
Oh,
the
no,
slow!
they didn't.
Will it be enough damage though? As Malrong goes back into it, nearly goes down. Not quite ready to bite the dust here, as Peanut now in a bit of trouble. Linderong getting that started again, but Malrong is going to bite the dust here on the top side as Cube.
Cube made it out too.
Yeah, the whip is
never
not going to
mind.
be good, but Nova, he's stacking up that Medai's slowly but surely in this game, as it has become a bit of a party, a bit of a fiesta in this one towards the end, as Jin Air from the lead. Only going to trade the 1-for-1.
They only trade the 1-for-1, and part of the problem is how close quarter combat a lot of these champions are that is not the Vel'Koz. And so they need to just find a way to protect Fly inside of one of these team fights and allow him to just get a multi-member ult. But take a look at the replay. Chris Hansen trying to get onto Fly, but not quite able to, as manages to get away.
Yeah.
And Fly with the slow, and then look at Cube on the left-hand side. He's able to pick up Malrong. None of the members able to get onto the left-hand side.
Oh. He stayed for one extra auto, and that's actually what helped him die, rather, in the end. As you were talking about the timing of taking the Cloud Drake, imagine if this was an Elder spawning, you know, about 30 seconds later. Would have been much more difficult for Gen G to actually get in there and try to contest. So the timing of taking that final Drake before the Elder, very important.
They have the Predator up and available again. They're going to need to look for someone to catch with it. As Mountain is up at 3 seconds, they're going to be able to get this, and then Baron is going to follow. They should be able to beeline immediately over to it after this. Perhaps they're going to stick around to pick up the blue buff, as they do know, I believe, that it's coming up. It doesn't look like they actually want to play with fire by potentially moving into the Fog of War. Grace just going to clear out the top wave, and we are really in the end game right now. As Fly knows, hey, I'm not actually going to get to the 4th item. Let me pick up a Sorc Elixir just so I have as much bang for my buck as I possibly can for this upcoming team fight.
Used it now. So he's saying, let's fight. We got Baron spawning. We're going to have to get in there eventually and go for this one as TP is going to be committed to. Remember, this is double Mountain for the side of Jin Air. The slow comes down. Both teams posturing. Gen.G as a 5-man unit saying, if someone gets picked, we're jumping onto that Scorpion and we are fighting.
And Linderong's actually taking damage. Why? I mean, he's going to heal back up via Yuumi. But it definitely seems a little bit overeager. They're missing a lot more HP than they need to, so Yuumi's going to have to heal this all the way back up. It's not like they have open Drakes healing them. 746.
Okay, let's just flash on in and kill the jungler again. Nicely done, as this time Peanut with no flash and no way to get out of range is going to go down, but Gen.G, they want to take a fight. They have the Mega Gnar. They're looking for Linderong here. But Linderong does have that GA. He's going to run away, pops that GA. Who can get in there? No one can. As the Baron will go down. Vel'Koz does immense damage from the backside, flipping that Skarner over, but Root does a lot. Here comes Grace and sweeps the two of them into the dumpster, as Fly is also going to go down. Grace with a fantastic play on the back, and this might mean Jin Air actually winning a game.
Yeah, I don't think that Life and Peanut are actually going to be able to hold off the Azir here. Teleport's going to be able to come in from Linderong as well. So 25 stacks on the Magi's for the Yuumi. I think it's too long. Peanut's going to cast his ultimate here in just a second.
Yeah, just got to throw it out. And,
Root, USS.
Trying to just flip them back, push the minions away, do whatever they can to delay, but
Life's
it's not going to be enough time. Down goes the bear, down will go the piggy, and we are going to a game number 2 with Jin Air in the lead.
This will be the day, Valdez.
The day that lives on in infamy as Jin Air take an actual game win against Gen.G.
The remaining members of Gen.G, and they just didn't have the damage or the sustain necessary to keep combating with them, and Jin Air just quickly able to turn and bring them down.
And I have to say, this first game was a little bit of a jungle difference. Like, I don't know what was going on in the early game, but Peanut just kind of left and right was being read like a book, was standing on wards, was giving his life away. And Malrong on the Skarner, it felt like the perfect pick up against that one, because he was just picking him left and right and got his team going. So he was my vote for the MVP. Think he deserves it. We'll have to wait and see if Jin Air can actually roll this into their first series win of the LCK Summer 2019. So guys, we will find out after this break.